Hello there and welcome once again to Red Gaming Tech for your daily dose of the latest gaming news as of the 25th of June. My name is Amata and today I've got some news for you concerning the Order 1886, as Ready at Dawn have revealed a few details concerning the new game, which was of course revealed not too long ago at E3 earlier this month. And as was shown, the game is set in an alternate history that will mix Victorian era London with relatively modern technologies and mythical monsters. And Ready at Dawn co-founder Ru Weerasuriya, and please excuse me if I butchered that name, which I probably did, he told the PS blog that the game is a third-person action adventure with shooting mechanics. He also referred to it as a linear story-based game, or what we call a filmic experience. And he also had a little bit to say concerning the game's London setting, and he had this to say. It has a very interesting history, particularly at the end of the 19th century during the Industrial Revolution. There are obviously some things we're going to put in there that don't exist, and we've moved certain locations a bit, but you'll be interacting with real people, real events, and real places. Unfortunately, he remained fairly tight-lipped about the gameplay. It was a little bit of a shame, but he did say that moment-to-moment gameplay is not really what you might expect. We didn't want to make it single-tone, where you rely on a single thing at expense of the rest. Ready at Dawn is best known, of course, for God of War games, Chains of Olympus and Ghosts of Sparta on PSP, and they've said that the studio aims to push Sony's new console in the same way that it pushed the last-gen handheld, and they had this to say. We've done well on a single platform. We tried to push the boundaries of what could be done. That's the same mentality we're bringing to PS4. We're working on a single platform. We want to push it, we want everything out of it, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Milk it for all it's worth. Well, that certainly sounds promising, although I have to say that the use of the word linear did sadden me a little bit, because, well, I love exploration in games. It's one of my favourite things. It's one of the things that really just makes the world seem more alive and more real. If I can just go for a bit of a wander, pick up items, overhear random conversations, just see the architecture and how the world actually functions. You know, even if there's no side quests or anything like that, you know, those are always nice and everything, but I don't necessarily mean that. I don't necessarily mean interacting with NPCs, although of course that as well also adds that same depth. But just being able to explore and absorb the world is a really good thing. Now, just because it's linear doesn't mean there won't be some exploration. I hope that is literally not going to be on rails, because that's one of my pet peeves in games. It really frustrates me when I feel like I'm just being sort of dragged down a hallway, you know, with my hands tied and everything, and not allowed any freedom at all. That is a really frustrating experience for me personally. So hopefully that's not the route they're going, but I don't think they're going to go that restrictive. The usage of the words filmic experience are rather interesting. That makes me wonder if we're going to be seeing some QTE-based mechanics. I certainly hope not. They seem to be going out of fashion, and thank God for that. So hopefully there's not any of that. Of course, I'm just speculating now. He hasn't said any of this. This is all just me trying to take meaning from what he's said concerning the gameplay, considering he gave so little up. From what we see or saw in the trailer, it was expected to be a third-person shooter, but obviously we didn't really know much more than that. I am looking forward to this game though, and I'll most likely be picking it up since we've already pre-ordered a PS4 for the Red Gaming Tech. And the Order 1886 looks really interesting, and what interests me the most is the setting. Victorian London with some few modern twists and a bit of a steampunk vibe going on. That's something that I find quite interesting, and we don't see that a ton in games. The whole steampunk thing isn't as done in games as you might expect. Of course, we had Dishonored, which had that vibe going on, and now we've got the Order, which has kind of got that vibe, not super steampunky, but a little bit with the modern twists and things that didn't exist, or still don't exist even. Still, I'll be curious to see what they do with the setting of London. It's not a setting we see very often, and I'd like to see how they actually portray the city, because, well, usually when we see England in games, you still see characters using the words sidewalk and gas station and things like that, and people in England, they don't say that word. A sidewalk is the pavement, and a gas station is a petrol station, things like that. Nothing huge, but they do add to the feel of the world if they actually use slang and words that English people will use. So I'm thoroughly looking forward to that Order 1886. I'm looking forward to seeing the first bit of gameplay. Obviously, all we've seen so far is that just one trailer from E3, as far as I am aware. So hopefully we'll get some gameplay soon. But anyway, that's me done for this video. Hit me up with your thoughts and opinions down below. Are you going to be picking up this particular game? And what do you think of the details that Rue actually revealed here today? Anyway, that's me done. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time.